looking for things to do with these two girls of mine. I'm trying to create these memories for them so they'll look back on their childhood and they'll realize like what an awesome dad they had. You know, I go to this Arlington blog that tells you all the happenings of what's going on in the county. And this one day I'm like perusing the blog and I see this headline. It goes, library to host Star Wars parade. I'm like, huh? What? It says, click here to read more. I said, I don't need to. His little kids love parades. Daddy loves Star Wars. Like, there's no left turn here. This can only go right. But just in case, like I want to check with my daughters because they've never seen Star Wars. I said, hey girls, there's going to be a parade. And like on the word parade, they just both break out into like an air trumpet solo. They're just like, a parade. They're super excited about it. Like that's pretty much the right response to have, like when you go into a parade, you know. So we go to the day the parade rolls up, and we show up like an hour early because I want to be like right up close when the Jawas come rolling down Quincy Street. Make sure I'm right there. And like I'm so fixated on finding a good spot that I failed to notice the obvious. And my 7-year-old points it out. She goes, Daddy, why is there nobody else here? I'm like, what? What's your obvious? And I look around and she's absolutely right. Like the sidewalks are completely empty. The streets aren't closed down. There's no local news crews, nothing like that. And I'm straining to look down the street, and I hear a voice behind me, and it says, can I help you? And I went, no, not unless you can tell me what time the Star Wars parade begins. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, it's not going to be out here. It's inside the library auditorium, and it's not a parade. It's a costume event. And I gotta like think quick now because like I can see the awesome daddy stock is dropping. Costume event's not cool. And my kids are hip to it too. They're both like, what? Did she just say is there not gonna be a parade? And I'm like, huh? What? No, there's not gonna be a parade, but there is going to be a, what did you say? A costume event? That sounds cool, right? And I said, before you guys freak out, you know what else is a costume event? Halloween. You guys love Halloween, right? And this kind of like stunned my kids. Like I see it, like they both like took a beat and they're like, hold on for a second. And I'm like, well, you know, he's got a point there. We do love Halloween. All right, yeah, we'll give it a shot. I was like, okay, good. So we go inside the library, and that's where everything's happening. I'm like, okay, so there's parents everywhere, a bunch of kids, and they're all dressed in Star Wars costumes. Like, not my kids, they're not fucking nerds, but like, these kids are like the worst thing. So we get into line, and we're not in line for like more than 2 minutes, when all of a sudden I started to hear these like rumblings going through, like, Darth Vader. And I turn around, I swear to God, like, no further than you are from me is the most lifelike Darth Vader you've ever seen. Like, it looked like he walked like right off the set. Like, he had like the chest plate and the helmet and the cape, and he was tall and he was awesome. Like, he looked so real when he walked by me, I got scared. I really walked by and I was like, Lord Vader? But not my 4-year-old. My 4-year-old like walks right in front of him and she goes, I like those boots. And like even like the emissary to the emperor, like he's not like impervious to my kid's cuteness. Like he just stops and he goes, are you here for the Star Wars costume lecture? And both of my kids are like, yes! And I'm like, no. Because I just heard the word lecture. I said, dude, did you just downgrade this thing again? From a parade to a costume event to a lecture? Like, we went from like awesome to questionable to lame in like 4 minutes. Like, this sucks. And so he walks away, but both of my kids are completely stoked. They're like, Dad, why does he talk like that? And I was like, ooh, daddy-daughter Star Wars moment. And I was like, well, that's actually a chest plate that he has. It's like a vocal box. They're like, Dad, don't get caught in the weeds here, okay? All they really want to know is like, my 7-year-old goes, can we talk like that for the rest of the day? And I was like, oh my God, you have to, yes! They're with you, this is awesome. 100% correct. Like, it's a lecture hall. Like, there's a riser up in the front, there's a podium and a microphone, and then there's a panel behind him with 3 of the most realistic Star Wars characters you've ever seen. It was amazing. They had a Crimson Guard. Oh, this is so nerdy, I'm sorry. There was like a Crimson Guard, and then there was a Stormtrooper from the Hoth to Tail, and then there was Boba Fett. Like, he's there, and it looks like the real Boba Fett. And so we sit down front row, we're like right there, and there's little kids everywhere. Like, they're next to me, and they're sitting on the floor, Indian style, everywhere, right? And then Darth Vader steps up, and he begins the lecture. Over the course of the next hour, you will learn how to create costumes like the ones you see on this stage. The kids seem like mildly interested, I guess. But see, here's the genius of the dark side, okay? He goes, at the end of the lecture, there will be an opportunity to take pictures with me and the characters you see behind me. And all the kids lose their fucking minds. My kids jumped up, they both go, I want to take a picture with Dark Elevator! So we're going nowhere now, right? So we're sitting there, Vader starts the PowerPoint presentation. Way to read the crowd, bro. And slide 1 is something about building the chest plate out of polyurethane on a vacuum table. And my daughter leans over, and it's dead silent. She leans over and she goes, Dad, this sucks. I was like, Dad, do you guys want to go get some ice cream or something? And she goes, no, I want to get my picture with Darth Vader. So we're not going anywhere, we're sitting through this thing. So slides 2, 3, and 4, I fell asleep. I don't know what happened there. And then slide 5, my little one, the 4-year-old, wakes me up and she says, Daddy, can we go to the bathroom? And I'm like, I'm looking at her like, it'd be weird, like, just get up and walk out. I was like, do you really need to go? And she goes, well, I don't really need to use the bathroom, I just want to go to the bathroom. I totally got it. I was like, no. So we sit through 45 minutes, these guys just lulled everybody to sleep. And then he opens it up for like a question and answer point. He's like, go ahead and ask your questions. And like any kid that's still awake is just like, how do you build a Princess Amidala costume? How do you? And I'm like, how do you build a noose? Like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Well, finally, and my daughter, the 7-year-old, looks at her and she's so keen. She goes, Daddy, don't they know that every time they ask a question, he talks more? I was like, oh my God, that's what we're going to college. You're so smart. I love you. And then the little kid's like, how do you build a Lando Calrissian costume? And my daughter raises her hand, and I go, what are you doing? She's like, shh, I got this. And Darth Vader points to my daughter, and she goes, when do we get to take pictures? And there's like a collective sigh from every parent in the place. We're like, somebody really said, you put it into words. I think so they did. They went up there and they got their picture taken with Dark Elevator and Boba Fett, and they had lightsabers, and it was awesome. And we're walking out of the place, and I'm trying to formulate an apology. I'm trying to figure out a way to say, I'm sorry, but like, I still had a good time with you guys. Like, I still, like, as miserable as this was, like, I had a good time being miserable with you. And so I'm about to say this, and I start to hear them laughing hysterically. And I turn around and they're looking at my iPhone and they're swiping through pictures, and with every picture they're laughing more and more, and they're looking at them posing with all their characters and stuff. And I said, did you guys actually have a good time? And they both looked at me and they said, yes, Dad, that was the best, you're awesome. And it was at that moment that I realized that they're absolutely right. I am awesome. Thank you.